Okay, first you should know what do you mean by psychometrics. Okay, psychometrics is a branch of science which deals with okay. Psychrometrics is a branch of science which deals with the properties of moist air. Okay, so we are having the two types of air. One is the dry air and one is the moist air. Dry air is the one which is not having any the water particles in it. On the other hand, the moist air is one which is having the water particles in it. So study of the thermodynamic properties of the moist air and uses these properties to analyze the condition and process involving the moist air is called as the psychrometry. Okay, we're going to deal with the properties of moist air. You remember, not dry air, moist air. It is a combination of dry air and water particles in suspension. Okay, so before that, we should have some idea about the atmospheric air. Okay, already we know that this atmospheric air consisting of water vapor, pollutants, and so many gases like nitrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, etc. Suppose if in the absence of water vapor, we are calling it as the air is in dry condition, but the air does not exist in nature. Dry air does not exist in the nature because always the atmospheric air contains some sort of the water particles in suspension. It is always moist air, and whatever the water vapor content in the atmospheric air, it varies from 0 percentage to 3 percentage by mass. Okay, so hence we are going to deal with the atmospheric air. It is a moist air. Okay, so dry air is very difficult to get. So always in actual practice, the atmospheric always consisting of the so many gases along with the some water particles in suspension. Okay, so in the exam they'll ask the few definition. Okay, this is the definition whatever I am explaining now. It is the most important definition because these we are having a chart called as psychrometric chart. How we are having Mollier chart in vapor power cycle and steam nozzle, like that here we are going to check one more chart called as psychrometric chart. Before understanding psychrometric chart, you should know some definitions of psychrometry. Okay, and they'll give each definition for 2 marks. Okay, first one is dry bulb temperature. Okay, it is represented by dBT, and it is defined as the temperature of the moist air measured by normal thermometer. Okay, and it does not contain any water particles in suspension, so that's why it is called as dry bulb temperature. You remember, the dry bulb temperature is always measured by normal thermometers, so without taking into account the whatever water particle exists in the atmospheric air. So dry bulb temperature dBT, and it is represented by symbol T suffix dB. dB means dry bulb, and it is going to express in terms of degree Celsius. Okay, normal thermometer will get in terms of degree Celsius. So it is a temperature measured by ordinary thermometer, that is called as dry bulb temperature. Second definition is your wet bulb temperature, or WBT. It is the temperature of the moist air. Remember, okay, we are going to deal with the moist air. So it is the temperature of moist air measured by a thermometer, and this thermometer, at the end of this thermometer, we are having a wetted wick. Okay, so some sort of the wick which is of wet in nature, so it is fixed on the thermometer. So always the moist air is represented by thermometer fixed with wetted wick. So when this wetted wick is exposed to the atmosphere, then whatever the moisture contained in the air, first it enters into the wick. As it enters into the wick, it tends to evaporate, thereby producing the cooling effect at the bulb. We are having bulb at the bottom of the thermometer, and whatever the amount of the moisture, it is represented by that thermometer. So this is how to measure the temperature of the wet bulb. Okay, remember the thermometer is covered with a wet cloth. When it is exposed to the atmosphere, whatever the moisture content in the air get transferred into the wick. So as it transferred into the wick, there will be evaporation takes place, and due to the evaporation, the cooling effect is produced, and that cooling effect is measured by the thermometer, that is called as wet bulb temperature. And dry bulb temperature is measured by normal thermometer. We don't have any wick on the normal thermometer. On the other hand, wet bulb temperature is having a wetted cloth at the bulb. When it is going to expose to the atmosphere, the whatever moisture content enters into the wick, due to this the cooling effect is produced. So, and this cooling effect is measured by thermometer. So this is the wet bulb temperature, and it is represented by symbol T suffix WB. W means wet, B means bulb, and it is once again measured with the help of thermometer, and unit is degrees Celsius. Okay, this is the second definition. Okay, I'll tell how to see all these. We are having so many lines in the psychrometric chart. Before that, you have to understand the definition of this term. Okay, first one is dry bulb temperature. Second one is wet bulb temperature, and third important definition called as specific humidity or absolute humidity or humidity ratio. All are having the same meaning. You remember absolute humidity or specific humidity or humidity ratio. All the terms are same. Okay. It is defined as the ratio of the mass of water vapor present to the mass of dry air present in a mixture. Okay, so as we know that the mixture consisting of water vapor as well as the dry air. Okay, your atmospheric air always consisting of dry air plus water particles in suspension. So it is a specific humidity is defined as the mass of water vapor present to the mass of dry air present in a given mixture. Okay, it is the mass of water vapor present to the mass of dry air. Okay, suppose if you are having the mass of water vapor as some 0.2 kg, the mass of dry air as 1, then the ratio is your specific humidity. So we can define as the mass of water vapor present to the mass of dry air present in the mixture. Okay, and it is usually going to express in terms of kilogram. Okay, kilogram per kg of dry air. It is the mass of water vapor to the mass of dry air, and it is represented by symbol omega. You remember omega is your absolute humidity or a specific humidity or humidity ratio. Don't make confusion. We're having one more term called as the relative humidity. Relative humidity is different and the specific humidity is different. Absolute humidity is defined as the mass of water vapor present to the mass of dry air in a mixture. Okay. Next, total pressure. Okay, already you studied Dalton's law of partial pressure. Okay, so according to that definition, the total pressure is the summation of the partial pressure of air and the partial pressure of water vapor. So as I said, atmospheric air consisting of two pressure. One is pressure of dry air and one is pressure of water vapor. So the total pressure is defined as the summation of partial pressure of dry air plus summation of partial pressure of water vapor. So the total pressure is PA plus PV. PA is the partial pressure of dry air plus PV is the partial pressure of water vapor. So According, we know the Dalton's law of partial pressure we studied in basic thermodynamics. So it is a summation of total pressure is summation of all partial pressure. So total pressure is partial pressure of dry air and partial pressure of water vapor. So this is the fourth definition. First one is DBT, dry bulb temperature. Second definition is wet bulb temperature. Third definition is absolute humidity. Fourth definition is total pressure. And fifth definition is, okay, relative humidity. Okay, as I said, relative humidity is different, specific humidity is different. Okay, so relative humidity represented by symbol phi. Okay, whereas specific humidity is represented by symbol omega. That's why don't make confusion between specific humidity and relative humidity. Relative humidity is represented by symbol phi. Okay, phi. And how to define the relative humidity? Relative humidity is defined as the mass of water vapor present in a mixture to the mass of saturated vapor. Okay, we are having a term called as saturated vapor. Okay, so already you studied saturated temperature in formation of steam. Okay, so we can define the relative humidity with respect to saturated vapor. So mass of the water vapor present in a given volume to the mass of the water vapor at saturated condition. That is the definition. Okay, mass of water vapor in a given volume to the mass of the water vapor at saturated condition. Okay, so first one is given condition, numerator, and denominator is your saturated condition. So on the other hand, so what is the definition of specific humidity? Specific humidity is just, it is the ratio of mass of the water vapor to mass of dry air. So here you have to take the mass of water vapor and denominator changes. In case of specific humidity, we are having the denominator as mass of dry air. In case of relative humidity, you have to take the ratio of mass of water vapor present to the mass of water vapor at saturated condition. And you remember the volume remains same. The volume of the mixture remains same. No change in the volume. So we can define as mass of water vapor to the mass of water vapor at saturated condition. Okay, you know saturated temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, where the formation of steam takes place from water into the steam. So this is a definition of phi, that is relative humidity. So and it is going to express in terms of percentage. So we can say that the Bangalore is having relative humidity of 40%. So how we are going to find out that relative humidity is depending upon this equation. Okay, like that we are going to express as relative humidity. You remember relative humidity is higher in case of coastal area, so whereas relative humidity is less in places like Bangalore. Okay, this is the definition of relative humidity. Next definition is dew point temperature. Okay, one is DBT and one is DPT. Dew point temperature is the temperature at which the moist air so is get condensed, or the moist air becomes 100% relative humidity. Okay, it is the temperature of the moist air where the change of phase takes place. Okay, so the moist air becomes saturated. Okay, that is called as dew point temperature. Okay, so is the temperature at which the moist air gets condensed, that is called as the dew point temperature. Okay, so the temperature at which the moist air gets condensation. Already you studied the process condensation. Condensation is the process where the vapor phase is converted into the liquid phase. Whatever the amount of the water vapor present in the mixture is gets condensed fully, means we'll get 100% relative humidity. That is called as a dew point temperature. Don't make confusion between dpt and dbt. Dbt is dry bulb temperature, dpt is dew point temperature, the temperature at which the moist air gets condensed and becomes 100% relative humidity. And dpt is represented by a symbol t suffix dp. D means dew, p means point. So dew point temperature is represented by symbol TDP. Okay. So first try to analyze all the definition properly, because we are going to find out all these properties in the psychrometric chart. That's why before analyzing the chart, you should have the broad idea of definition. Okay, dew point temperature is the temperature at which the moist air is converted into the 100% relative humidity. Steam means it gets condensed. Okay, next, degree of saturation. Okay, so degree of saturation is there one more definition. It is the ratio of actual specific humidity to the specific humidity of saturated mixture. So how we are having the relative humidity, like that we are having one more definition called as a degree of saturation. It is defined as the ratio of a specific humidity. Specific humidity is your omega to the specific humidity at saturated condition. That is the definition. So degree of saturation is uh, defined as the ratio of actual specific humidity to the specific humidity of the mixture at saturated condition. That is the definition of degree of saturation. Okay, and it is represented by symbol mu. Okay, specific humidity is omega, relative humidity is phi, and degree of saturation is mu. It is defined as the ratio of specific humidity, actual specific humidity omega, to the specific humidity at saturated condition. Okay, that is the definition of degree of saturation. Okay. Next, specific volume is defined as, already you know, the specific volume is the reciprocal of your density. Okay, and unit of specific volume is a meter cube per kg. Okay, it is defined as the how much amount of the volume of the moist air present in kg of air. Okay, that is meter cube per kg. Normal definition, specific volume, that is a meter cube per kg. Okay, next, enthalpy. Enthalpy is called as the amount of the heat energy contained in the moist air. Okay, already you know the enthalpy we studied in module 3, that is a vapor power cycle. It is the amount of the heat contained in any mixture, or with respect to psychrometrics we can define it as the enthalpy is the amount of the energy contained in the moist air. Okay, and it is, you remember, as we know that atmospheric air consisting of two parts, one is dry air, one is moist air. Okay, so it is a summation of enthalpy of dry air and the enthalpy of moist air or water vapor. Okay, so one is the enthalpy of dry air and one is the enthalpy of water vapor. Together we'll get the enthalpy of the mixture. Okay, and one more definition is there, that is called as saturated air. Okay, whenever the air attains the saturated condition, that is called as saturated air. At a given temperature and pressure, the dry air can only hold a certain maximum amount of moisture. Beyond that it cannot hold, so that it is having a certain limit, so that it can hold a certain amount of moisture. Okay, so when this limit is reached, then the air is to be said as saturated. Okay, how we are having a saturated temperature means beyond that there is no water particles. ಹ್ಮ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹೌದಾ? Okay, saturated air at a given temperature and pressure, the dry air can hold a certain amount of moisture. So when this limit is reached, then the air is said to be saturated. Okay. Mm, mm, okay. Next, so saturated air means the air is having the saturated condition. Okay, and on the other hand we are having the air does not contain the maximum amount of water vapor, then it is said to be unsaturated air. Okay, saturated means the air at a particular temperature and pressure can withstand certain amount of the moisture, so beyond that it cannot hold. So that is called as saturated air and unsaturated air. Okay, now in this chapter we are having few derivations. Okay, so derivation of a specific humidity, and one is relationship between mu and phi. Okay, so first you should know, remember the specific humidity formula. Okay, so specific humidity, as we stated, it is the ratio of the water vapor present in a mixture to the just an answer. Okay, so specific humidity is defined as the mass of water vapor to the mass of dry air. Okay, as we know that it is the ratio of mass of water vapor to mass of dry air. Okay, so it is mv divided by uh, MA. MV is mass of water vapor and divided by mass of dry air. Okay, now we are assuming that the dry air is a perfect gas. Okay, you studied ideal gas equation, that is PV equals to mRT, and you suffix A. PA means the partial pressure of dry air. V is volume of mixture. You remember it consisting of both dry air and water particles in suspension. MA is mass of dry air, and RA is gas constant of dry air, and T is the temperature of the mixture. Just you apply the ideal gas equation. First you see the equation ME by ME. After that we are going to apply ideal gas equation. PA into V equals to PA into V equals to MA into RA into T. Okay. So from this one, you have to find out MA. MA equals to PA into V divided by RA into T. So MA is mass of air equals to pressure into volume divided by RT. So just you suffix it as A. So you call it as equation number 2. Now similarly for water vapor also, we can write the expression as mv equals to pv into v divided by rv into t. So here v and t you take common for the mixture, because there is no change in volume and t is no change in temperature of the mixture. Okay, so ma equals to pa into v divided by ra into t. Okay, so ma equals to pv into v divided by rv into t. Okay. Okay. So Ra equals to gas constant for air. You remember already we studied gas constant of the air as 0.287, and you remember gas constant for vapor is 0.461. Okay, kilojoules per kg. Okay, and remember the gas constant for air is 0.287, and RV is gas constant for the vapor. Okay, now you substitute the value of RA is MV and MA. MV is what? PV into V divided by RV into T divided by PA into V divided by RA into T. So it's just you substitute the ratio. Okay. Just substitute the ratio, that is PV into V divided by RV into T divided by PA into V divided by RA into T. Okay. So you remember the moisture content gas constant is 0.461 and for RA it is 0.287. Okay. So next V and V gets cancelled, T and T gets cancelled. Okay. Okay. Students, am I audible? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because one more session is going on here, so that we are in college. Just kindly bear with us. Okay. Okay. So certain sort of this one disturbance will get. Okay. So I'll continue the session. Okay. Next, you have to substitute the value. So you remember the gas constant for dry air is 0.287 divided by the gas constant for water vapor. You remember it is 10. Now we are coming across 0.461. So next we know that total pressure is P equals to PA plus PV. Okay. That is total pressure is the atmospheric pressure plus water vapor into suspension according to the Dalton's law of partial pressure. So from this one you have to find out PA. PA equals to P minus PV. Remember P equals to PA plus PV. So PA equals to P minus PV. So you have to substitute the value of this one, what we are getting. PV divided by PA is there, no? Just 0.287 divided by 0.461 gives the value of 0.622. So by doing the calculation, we are getting 0.622. So, and PV is you put as it is, and PA is nothing but what? PA is P minus PV. So just you remember the equation of specific humidity. So while solving the problem, you have to remember 0.622 into PV divided by P minus PV. So you remember the standard equation of specific humidity. To solve the problem, you have to remember the equation. Okay. 0.622 into PV divided by P minus PV. PV is what? The partial pressure of water vapor. Capital P is your total pressure, and PV is once again your water vapor pressure. Okay, PA is the pressure of dry air. So this is the standard equation. Okay, to find out specific humidity. And one more derivation, I'll do the most important derivation, that is called as degree of saturation. Okay, we are having this important derivation in the means every time they used to ask this derivation. Okay, so degree of saturation, just now I defined the degree of saturation as the actual specific humidity to the saturated specific humidity, means actual to the saturated specific humidity. The actual specific humidity is omega and divided by omega s. Omega s means saturated specific humidity. So this is the definition of degree of saturation and represented by symbol mu. Okay. Now, just now we derived the expression for omega as 0.622 PV divided by P minus PV. Okay. So, omega we are having the value of 0.622. PV divided by P minus PV. So, and for denominator, we are having saturated condition. In that case, what we can do, just for omega, you put S as suffix, okay, and there is no change in the formula, okay. So, for numerator, you can use as 0.622 PV divided by P minus PV, and for denominator, omega S is there, okay, wherever a PV is there, you have to so wherever PV is there, just you have to suffix S. Okay, that is a difference you can make it out. Omega is specific humidity, actual specific humidity divided by saturated specific humidity. So 0.622 PV divided by P minus PV. And for S, it is 0.622. Instead of PV, you have put it as PVS. PVS means saturated water vapor pressure. Okay, and PV is what? The pressure of water vapor. That's it. And PVS is saturated water vapor. S indicates a saturated condition. Okay, so 0.622 PV divided by P minus PV is numerator, and denominator is S. S means saturated condition. Just you have to substitute the value in equation number 1. You call it as equation number 1. Omega divided by omega S. Okay, omega S is what? 0.622 PV divided by P minus PV. It is your actual specific humidity, and denominator is your specific humidity at saturated condition. Okay, so 0.622 PV divided by P minus PV divided by 0.622 PVS means saturated water vapor. Okay, next this constant get cancel. Okay, so this constant get cancelled, and simplify the equation, and whatever this one is there, denominator goes to the numerator, that is PV into P minus PVS divided by PVS into P minus PV. Just you rearrange the term, that's it. Okay, this 622 gets cancelled, so PV into P minus PVS divided by PVS into P minus PV. So I'll tell the notation once again. PV is your vapor pressure. P is total pressure. PVS is your the saturated vapor pressure, means vapor pressure at saturated condition. Okay. Now, next step, we know that PV divided by PVS is your phi. Okay, what is phi? Okay, I explained in the relative humidity term. Okay, relative humidity is given as, okay, just now I explained, relative humidity is ratio of PV to PVS, that is mass of water vapor to mass of saturated water vapor. Okay, that is PV divided by PVS is nothing but your phi. Okay, now we are going to substitute the value of PV by PVS as phi in the equation. Okay, so we are having uh, degree of saturation I'm doing. Okay, that is 0.622. You see the ratio of PV divided by PVS is nothing but your phi. What is phi? Relative humidity. And here in this one I'm dividing this equation by P, that is P by P is 1 minus of PVS divided by P. Okay, for this equation I'm going to divide by P. Okay, so 1 minus PVS divided by P, and PV divided by PVS is nothing but your phi. Okay, and once again here I'm going to divide by P. What is P? P by P is 1 minus of PV by P. Okay, so what you are doing here, PV by PVS is your phi, into you are taking the P as common, or dividing by P, you'll get, this is a simplified form of this equation. No change in the equation. 1 minus PVS divided by P divided by 1 minus PV divided by P. Okay, and once again we know that relative humidity is nothing but PV by PVS is your phi. Okay, next step is, hence what is mu? Mu is your the degree of saturation. Okay, mu is degree of saturation, equals to phi into 1 minus PVS divided by P divided by 1 minus PV divided by P. Okay. So just what you are doing, just you are taking the ratio and then simplifying. This is the, you call it as equation number 1. That is equation number 1 is phi. Mu is equals to what? Degree of saturation. Okay. Okay, the phi into 1 minus PVS divided by P. And here in this step, what I am going to do, I am going to multiply and divide by PVS. You see this equation and this equation. Here first you phi as it is, 1 minus PVS by P as it is, and 1 minus, for this one what I am going to doing is multiplying and dividing by PVS. Okay, PVS gets cancelled, means you are having the same term. Okay, and just you are going to multiply and divide by PVS. Okay, next step you put phi as it is, 1 minus PVS divided by P as it is, and 1 minus, okay, we know that PV by PVS is nothing but your relative humidity phi. Okay, so here what I am doing to do, I am doing multiply and divide. Then in this next step, this PV by PVS is nothing but your relative humidity. What is relative humidity? It is the pressure of water vapor to the pressure of water vapor at saturated condition. That is your phi. And this term PVS you put as it is. Okay, that's why what you are doing, multiplying and dividing by PVS, and then you are putting this term as phi. That's it. Okay, no change. Next step, you put my mu as it is. Okay, next you have to cross multiply here. Okay, cross multiply the numerator. Phi into 1 is phi minus of phi into PVS divided by P. Just you multiply the numerator, and divided by denominator you put as it is, don't touch the denominator. So phi minus of phi into, so phi minus phi into, just you take the multiplication of the numerator divided by denominator as it is. Okay, next step. Okay, just you multiply, cross multiply. Okay, divided by 1 minus phi into PVS divided by pi. Okay, next step is you have to cross multiply this mu with the denominator. Okay, so here phi minus phi into PVS divided by P divided by 1 minus phi into PVS divided by P. Okay, so next step is just you cross multiply the denominator. Okay, mu minus mu into 1 is mu minus mu phi into PVS divided by P. Okay, so mu minus mu phi into PVS divided by P. Okay, okay, so you put right RHS as it is. Okay, okay, so mu minus mu phi into PVS divided by P. Okay, phi minus phi into PVS divided by P. Just you cross multiply. Next term, next step, what I am doing is, so mu equals to mu minus phi. Okay, okay, so mu minus mu phi into PVS divided by P equals to phi minus phi into PVS divided by P. Okay, so next what you can do, so mu equals to, you shift this term towards right hand side. Okay, so here what I am doing, so mu minus of mu phi into PVS divided by P equals to RHS as it is. Next term what I am doing, so just this minus term is there in the LHS side, I am taking in the RHS side. So phi minus phi into PVS divided by P. plus mu phi into previous divided by P. Okay, so mu equals to phi minus phi into previous divided by P plus mu phi into previous divided by P. Okay, now in the next step, what I'm doing, the phi into, I'm taking the phi as common, 1 minus previous divided by P plus mu into previous divided by P. Okay, what is phi? Your relative humidity, and previous is what? This is the specific, this is a pressure at pressure at saturated condition. S means saturated condition. So take phi as common, 1 minus previous divided by P plus mu into previous divided by P. Okay, so you, so the phi into 1 minus previous divided by P into 1 minus mu. Okay, so mu equals to phi into 1 minus previous divided by P into 1 minus mu. Okay, okay, so mu equals to phi into 1 minus previous divided by P. So here 1 minus mu. So after that phi equals to what? Mu divided by 1 minus of 1 minus mu into previous divided by P. So this is the relationship between degree of saturation and your relative humidity. Okay, mu equals to phi into 1 minus previous divided by P into 1 minus mu. So here you can find out relationship between mu and phi. Okay. Mm. So have you got this derivation, guys? Understood this derivation? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay. So just you have to make, just you take the ratio and you have to substitute the value. Okay. Just you have to arrive the equation, and just you remember the symbols. What are the symbols? One is mu, degree of saturation, and phi is what? Relative humidity, and one more omega. Omega is your specific humidity. Okay. So last term I'm going to explain is your enthalpy. Okay. Okay, so enthalpy. So you remember this is the most important derivation to find out the relationship between the degree of saturation and your relative humidity. You remember the formula, mu equals to phi into 1 minus previous divided by P into 1 minus mu. Mu is degree of saturation. Phi is relative humidity. P is what? Total pressure, and previous is your the pressure at saturated condition. Okay, and next one more last term, enthalpy of moist air. Okay, so enthalpy of the moist air, for this one, enthalpy of the moist air is nothing but your the enthalpy of dry air and enthalpy of your the water vapor present in the mixture. Okay, so I'm giving, just while solving the problems, just you remember this equation. Okay, and that I'll share all the things in the Google Classroom. Before that, you have to remember this formula what I'm showing in the screen. Okay, you should remember 1.005 T into delta TdB. This is the standard equation to find out the enthalpy of moist air. Okay, 1.005 TdB plus omega means what? Your specific humidity. 2500 is constant, plus 1.88 is also constant, into TdB. So you remember this formula to find out the enthalpy of your moist air. Okay, so in the problems we are going to find out what is dbt, what is wbt, what is specific humidity, what is degree of saturation, and finally we are having the most important equation is your the enthalpy of the mixture. Okay, enthalpy of the mixture is 1.005 TDB. Okay, you just remember, okay, you have to remember this formula. Okay, so just simple formula to find out the enthalpy of the moist air: 1.005 TDB plus omega into 2500 constant plus 1.88 TDB. Okay, one derivation is there. Derivation is not required, okay, at this stage, because they'll ask only how to find out the enthalpy of the moist air. Okay, enthalpy of the moist air is 1.005 TDB. They'll give dry bulb temperature in the problem, and omega is your specific humidity into 2500 is constant plus 1.88 TDB. Okay, these are the things you should remember. Okay, so quickly I'll glance the things whatever you studied in the class. Okay, first term is dry bulb temperature. Okay, it is measured by normal thermometer. Second term is your due that is wet bulb temperature measured by wetted cloth. Third one is specific humidity. Okay, and fourth term is total pressure. Next term is relative humidity. Next term is dew point temperature, degree of saturation, specific volume, enthalpy, whatever just now I said, no, that is enthalpy. Okay, and then expression, very simple expression you have to remember. One expression is your specific humidity expression, that is 0.622 constant value, okay, into PV divided by P minus PV. PV is your saturated vapor pressure. Okay, P is total pressure, PA is your the pressure of dry air. Okay, next, degree of saturation. Degree of saturation, just now I derived the derivation, that is nothing but, so phi mu equals to phi into 1 minus PVS divided by P into 1 minus mu, or we can express phi as mu divided by 1 minus mu into PVS divided by P. Okay, and enthalpy of the moist air, you remember, it is a formula what I said till now. Okay, 1.005 TDB, this final expression. Okay, what I am putting the cursor, you have to remember this equation: 1.005 TDB plus omega is what? Specific humidity. What is specific humidity? 0.622 into PV divided by P minus PV. That is the expression for omega. 2500 is constant, and 1.88 is once again constant, and TDB is your dry bulb temperature. This is all about the theoretical concept. In the exam, they'll ask define the terms and derive the derivation. Only this much only you'll get it. Okay. So once you understand, in the next class, I'll do some more problems. Okay. And next class, I'll tell how to see the psychrometric chart. Okay, that is most important. So you have to analyze the proper points on the psychrometric chart. Okay. Okay. So understood, guys, this derivation, everything. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next class, I'll explain how to see the psychrometric chart. I think you know the psychrometric chart. You studied in the BTD, right? You know a little bit about the psychrometric chart, how to locate the points and those things. Okay, no problem. I'll explain clearly how to see the psychrometric chart and what are the process in the next class. Okay, you attend attend the next class without fail, because I'm going to explain some important part in the next class. Okay, so those who have not entered your USN, please enter your USN in the chat box. Okay, without fail. Okay. So those who have not entered, please enter your USN. Okay. Okay, in the next class, I'll explain the concept of psychrometric chart, how to see the psychrometric chart, how to locate the points on the psychrometric chart. Okay, and in the exam, sometimes they may ask, find out using psychrometric chart, and sometimes they may ask using formula. Okay, so you should know whatever today I explained using the analytical method, and in the next class, experimental, that is your psychrometric chart method. Okay, so thank you one and all for joining. Okay, I'll stop the session now. Okay.
So,
Tell me. Tell me any doubts. Okay.
so do you do
Ah,
you have the handwritten notes of this module, of this chapter and the previous ones?
okay. Which one? Which chapter? This psychrometrics I have. Okay, I'm handwritten notes is there. Okay, I have.
What do you have the previous ones, like the ones that we have for this internals?
Uh, this one. So I'll try to get it. Anyhow, I posted that printed one. Okay, you want a handwritten one? No? I have
Yes,
posted.
sir. If you
Oh,
have them, then
okay, okay. I'll check it out. This psychrometry I have complete notes. I have. Okay, I'll send it. Okay. So psychrometrics, I'll give both printed one as well as handwritten notes. Okay, in the Google Classroom. Hmm?
yes, sir.
Okay, I'll share both the notes. Okay, whatever notes I am having, no, I'll share all the notes. Okay, handwritten notes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.